rise in body or spirit for our hymn from the gray hymnal, number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. We bid you welcome. In this community of radical inclusion, we make space for what you believe and what you love. Your whole self is welcome here. In this community of open-hearted inclusion for all people, we do not expect that you to think a certain way or restrict yourself to one set of beliefs. We only ask that you try to live a kindly, helpful life with the dignity proper to that of a human being. Welcome all who believe that religion is wider than any sect and deeper than any set of opinions. Welcome all who might find in our friendships strength and encouragement for daily living. We are so grateful that you are here with your silly hats. Love it. I welcome you warmly to the Universalist Unitarian Church of Farmington and to this worship service for all ages. My name is Nathan Whitehead. My pronouns are he and him. I'd like to extend a special welcome to any visitors today. After the service, we'll have a reception downstairs. Join us for coffee and conversation. And this morning, we are also delighted to have our younger congregants here joining us for this multi-generational service. This is a time for us to be together in ritual and song, moving our bodies and celebrating the joys of our diverse community. So please take a moment, though, to silence your cell phones, but you could keep them on and take pictures of your friends in silly hats and put them on social media. That's fine. We've got a few announcements today. After the service today, we're going to have a newcomer meetup downstairs in Adams Hall at a designated table there. It's an opportunity to learn more about our church, and you can come join Reverend Karen and another church member there to make connections with other newcomers and learn about the church. If you've made a pledge for the stewardship campaign, make sure you see Karen back there in the back row to get your vegetable to add to our stewardship pot before the offering later in the service. We are continuing our used shoe fundraiser. That is going through early April. Please bring in your gently worn shoes. There's bins at the door there, and also ask your friends and family to bring some in. And next Sunday, April 13th, the Social Justice Committee is throwing a baby shower. So join us during coffee hour to collect baby gifts from families, collect baby gifts for the families that are served by Brilliant Cities. It's a local organization that supports communities and families with the goal of ensuring that every child can read by the age of 7. So very cool. So if you can bring an unwrapped gift or two, or we'll have some gifts that you are available for purchase as well for them. All right, there are also leadership of positions that are available throughout the church over the coming year. We're looking for a VP of Administration and Sunday Services Committee Chair. So you can contact nominating at uufarmington.org for more information. All right, and then check out the website and your emails for additional notifications and announcements. All right, we move to our chalice lighting now. We are Unitarian Universalists who put love at the center of our hearts. We light this chalice today to remind us that looking for and finding joy is the best treasure hunt there is. Now please join me in reciting our UUCF mission as found in your order of service. We seek answers everywhere, include everyone, and live with compassion. All right, and I think Argo.
Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Argo. I use he, him, or they, them pronouns, and I am our RE, which stands for Religious Education Coordinator. So, today, and all of this month, we are talking about joy. Today, given the silly hats and the silliness you are about to witness, we are talking about the joy found in the simple and the foolishness. So I have a box that's kind of fragile, so I'm not going to shake it today. And it's all about joy and silliness. Oh, sorry, guys. It looks like I have a little... Oh. Looks like I have... Oh. Sorry, guys. This wasn't really... I didn't... Was this... Today we are talking about silliness in the realm of the unexpected, the foolish, and the jokes in everything around us, including perhaps stories we've heard before. So today I will wrap up my very long wonder box, and I'll invite Reverend Karen up to get started for some help on our message for all ages.
Today we have a special story that has a few characters from our childhood, maybe some children's current childhood. We are going to share this wonderful story with you. Winnie the Pooh sat down at the foot of a tall tree, put his head between his paws, and began to think.
That buzzing noise means something. You don't get a buzzing noise like that, just buzzing and buzzing without it meaning something. The only reason for making a buzzing noise that I know of is because you're a bee.
Then he thought another long time and said,
And the only reason that I know of for being a bee is making honey.
And he got up and said,
And the only reason for making honey is so that I can eat it.
So he began to climb the tree. He climbed and he climbed and he climbed and he climbed, and as he climbed, he sang a little song to himself. It went like this.
Isn't it funny how a bear likes honey? Buzz, buzz, buzz. I wonder why he does.
Then he climbed a little further and a little further and then just a little further. By that time, he had thought of another song.
It's a very funny thought. If bears were bees, they'd build their nests at the bottom of the trees. And that being so, if the bees were bears, we wouldn't have to climb up all these stairs.
He was getting rather tired by this time, so that is why he sang a complaining song. He was nearly there now, and if he just stood on that branch, crack!
Oh, help!
Said Pooh as he dropped 10 feet on the branch below him.
If only I hadn't,
he said as he bounced 20 feet onto the next branch.
You see, what I had meant to do was...
He explained as he turned head over heels and crashed onto another branch 30 feet below.
Of course, it was rather...
he admitted as he slithered very quickly through the next 6 branches. He spun around 3 times and flew gracefully into a gorse bush.
All of this fuss just from trying to get some honey.
He crawled out of the gorse bush, brushed the pickles from his nose, and began to think again. And the first person he thought of was his friend, Christopher Robin. So Winnie the Pooh went around to his friend's house.
Good morning, Christopher Robin.
Good morning, Winnie the Pooh.
I wonder if you've got a balloon about you.
A balloon? What do you need a balloon for?
Winnie the Pooh looked around to see that nobody was listening, put his paw to his mouth, and said in a deep whisper,
Honey!
But you don't get honey with balloons.
Well, I do.
Well, it just happened that Christopher Robin had been to a party the day before, and he had brought home both a big green and a big blue balloon. Christopher Robin brought them both out and asked Pooh.
Which one would you like?
Pooh put his head between his paws and thought very carefully. He weighed on whether it would be better to have a green balloon to blend in with the tree or a blue balloon to blend in with the sky.
I shall try a blue balloon.
Wouldn't they notice you underneath the balloon?
They might, or they might not. You can never tell with bees. I shall try to look like a small black cloud in the blue sky. That will deceive them.
Winnie the Pooh went to a very muddy place that he knew of and rolled until he was black all over. Christopher Robin took his toy bow and arrow with him just in case. They arrived at the big tall tree with the blue balloon. They blew the blue balloon as big as it could be, and Christopher Robin and Pooh held onto the string tightly. Once Pooh was ready, Christopher Robin let go, and Pooh Bear floated gracefully up into the sky and stayed there, level with the top of the tree and about 20 feet away from it.
What do I look like?
You look like a bear holding onto a balloon.
Not like a small black cloud in a blue sky?
Not very much.
Ah, well, perhaps it looks different from up here.
After a little while of floating far from the tree, as the bees' buzzing grew louder, he called down to his friend in a loud whisper.
Christopher Robin,
Yes, Pooh?
do you have an umbrella in your house?
I think so.
I wish you would bring it here and walk up and down with it and look at me every now and then and say, tut tut, it looks like rain. I think if you did that, it would help with the deception we are practicing on these bees.
Christopher Robin laughed to himself and went home for his umbrella and returned.
Oh, there you are.
Called down Winnie the Pooh as soon as Christopher Robin returned.
I was beginning to get anxious. I have discovered that the bees are now definitely suspicious.
Shall I put my umbrella up?
Yes. Now, if you walk up and down with your umbrella saying, tut tut, it looks like rain, I shall do what I can by singing a little cloud song, such as a cloud might sing. Okay, go.
So, while Christopher Robin walked up and down and wondered if it would rain, Winnie the Pooh sang his song.
How sweet to be a cloud while floating in the blue. Every little cloud always sings aloud.
The bees were still buzzing as suspiciously as ever. Some of them, indeed, left their nests and flew all around the bear-shaped cloud as it began the second verse of this song, and one bee sat down on the nose of the cloud for a moment and then got up again.
Christopher Robin,
Yes?
I have just been thinking and I have come to a very important decision. These are the wrong sort of bees. They won't make honey. So I think I shall come down now.
How?
Winnie the Pooh hadn't thought about that. If he let go of the string, he would fall, just as he had before. And he didn't like the idea of that. So he thought for a long time, and then he said,
Christopher Robin, you must shoot the balloon with your toy bow and arrow. Have you got your play bow and arrow?
Of course I have, but if I do that, it will spoil the balloon.
But if you don't, I shall have to let go, and that would spoil me.
When he put it like this, Christopher Robin aimed very carefully at the balloon and fired.
Ow!
Did I miss?
You didn't exactly miss altogether. But you missed the balloon.
I'm so sorry.
And Christopher Robin fired again. And this time he hit the balloon, and the air came slowly out, and Winnie the Pooh floated down to the ground. But his arms were so stiff from holding on to the string of the balloon all that time that they stayed up straight in the air for more than a week. And whenever a fly came and settled on his nose, he had to blow it off. And I think, but I am not sure, that this is why he was always called Pooh. Thank you.
We make space every Sunday for authentic and vulnerable sharing, which helps to build this congregation into a beloved community. We invite you to share what's going on in your life, to name your feelings and the people in your heart in need of prayer, good energy, best wishes, or help. You are welcome to come and pick up a stone or stones from the table, infuse or charge it with your joy or sorrow, and place it in the singing bowl where its energy will ripple out and be held by all of us. Or if you'd like to verbally share something important on your heart, please come up and speak into the microphone. All are welcome to participate in any of these ways. In the silent sanctuary of our hearts, one for the joys, one for the sorrows, and one for the strength of the gathered community that can support you and bring you peace.
Well, I love seeing so many silly faces today. Doesn't that make you feel joy just in seeing each other's being willing to be silly, being willing to be a little bit vulnerable? And so for today's meditation moment, we're going to explore a little bit we talk a lot about during this time of using our bodies. So I wanted to share with you a few practices that help us to get centered in our bodies before moving on, but having that as part of our awareness, and then some practices that you could use in your own life when you're feeling super stressed. And I have to look at one thing real quick. 1 second. So I want to introduce you to first a couple of things. I learned this the other day. I'm going to borrow one of the stands here. Cross your arms like this. And then pat either side. This is called a butterfly hug. Do you already feel a little bit comforted? Even just on your own, like a little bit. It helps calm down our worries and our tensions. Just feeling that I'm here now, feeling awareness, attention to our own selves back in. Here's another little one. Take one hand and put it up here on your chest, on one hand and put it on your belly. And again, I appreciate you being willing to be a little bit silly and a little bit vulnerable, but putting your hands there and just kind of tap, tap, tap. Notice the feeling when you're breathing in and out. Helps bring down our nervousness and our stress and our tension right here. You can call on that anytime you need it. And one more little practice that I learned, but it takes a little bit of intention of, like sometimes I talk about how we hold our stress up in our shoulders, or sometimes you feel it in your chest. Well, I learned this technique where it takes some little attention, but because when we do that, then we're like squeezing our jaw and squeezing your neck, and then that pulls up your shoulders. You notice that? So you have to take a little bit of awareness and then try to bring awareness to your jaw and then let it drop. Move the attention away from your jaw, and then that brings down your shoulders. Feel your tongue going back. And your shoulders coming down. The stress leaving from your back. And all of a sudden, this thing that you're not paying attention to, you are paying attention to it because you're taking away from that, but it's also bringing away energy in other ways, so that you can feel that moment and feel being a little bit more attention here. And then just a little bit about noticing our ruminating thoughts. Who's tried meditation? Anybody tried meditation? Anybody notice that your thoughts are like constantly like running anyway? They're always like, oh, here's the next thing I have to do, and the next thing, and the list goes on and on and on. And so what if, here's a little thing you can try of, here are these thoughts that are going while you're trying to be quiet, of just being able to say, I see you, thought. Or I'm having a thought that I need to do that. Okay, I'm having that thought, but not, I have to get up and go do that. Let's just imagine that you're doing that now. Let's take a second. And even, this is like the opposite of most meditation, even bring in that thought, whatever it might be. Let's take that moment and then practice telling yourself in your own mind, or you can practice saying it out loud. We don't care. This is Silly Sunday. You can say it out loud. I see you, thought. I'm having a thought that, and let it go. Let's take a deep breath in. We can have the thoughts. They don't make us bad for having them. because they're there anyway, right? We're not going to make ourselves bad. But we just notice it, we say, thank you for that reminder, and we let it go while we continue to stay in this moment. So these are some great exercises to help you to get more connected to yourself, your mind, your body, and I also brought them today because they can feel kind of silly, because we've been told all our lives to be so serious, that the only way to be professional is to be serious all the time. But what if we did something that makes us feel a little ridiculous, like this feels a little ridiculous because we've been told not to touch our bellies? You know, like how ridiculous is that? But because we've been told not to connect with our physical selves. But what if we need that moment? We can bring that to ourselves too. We can give ourselves that gift. So I wanted to close our meditation time with just a quote from one of our favorite poets, of course. This is from Mary Oliver. This is called Don't Hesitate. She writes, if you suddenly and unexpectedly feel joy, don't hesitate. Give into it. There are plenty of lives and whole towns destroyed or about to be. And she probably wrote this a long time ago, but it's still very current. We are not wise and not very often kind, and much can never be redeemed. Still, life has some possibility left. Perhaps this is its way of fighting back, that sometimes something happens better than all the riches of power in the world. It could be anything, but very likely you notice it in the instant when love begins. Anyway, whatever it is, don't be afraid of its plenty. Joy is not made to be a crumb. I want you to just think on that. Joy is not made to be a crumb, to be brushed away and acted like it's not there, or to be swept away from our lives. Joy is present and alive for all of us. Like yesterday of the protests, that even if whatever was motivated you to be there, in those moments, there was joy. And we need to hold on to that as much as we can. Our meditation song today is number 311, Let It Be a Dance. And Linda, our song leader, is going to lead in that. And of course, being Silly Sunday, you don't have to sit through the meditation song. It's because it's Let It Be a Dance. I encourage you to stand and sway and maybe even possibly dance. Give it a try.
Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance.
excited to have a testimonial today about a teacher.
Wait, the choir hasn't sung yet.
What? Oh, silly me. What? I forgot about the choir. Come on up, choir. I love you guys. I'd now like to invite up Mary Lancina to share a teacher testimonial about volunteering with our children.
They can't see you there. They can see the top of your hat. Good morning. Let me get this adjusted. Oh, I'm getting a back scratch from the Love Witch. Thank you. So my name's Mary Lancina, she, her. That's my husband, Mike, with the king hat, and we have a 6-year-old daughter named Micah Jane, who's behind me. Okay. So I'm here today to talk about our experiences with RE and ask you to consider volunteering. So if you've ever volunteered in RE, raise your hand. Thank you. If you've ever had a kid go through RE in the past who's now a grown-up, just give me a little wave. Okay. If you've never volunteered with RE, but you've thought about it like a little bit, I don't want to call attention to you, so just waggle your eyebrows. Okay. Thank you. Oh, one more. If you currently have a child who attends RE, give me a little woo. Woo. All right. Thank you, everyone. So why do we offer RE? Why do parents like me pursue UURE for their children? Sometimes, yes, we youth caretakers just need a place to practice our own spirituality, religion, be part of a community, whatever you want to call it, without anyone tugging on our sleeve or scratching our back. But more importantly, our children can have their own place to go reflect on themes like justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity with love at the center in language and activities that are age appropriate. In case you missed it, the first letters of those words spell out Jet Pig, our porcine RE mascot. And these are values that I want instilled in my child's upbringing. You probably feel the same about grandkids, neighbors, anyone in this room. I want to raise a child who's resilient, one who still has hope even when it's hard to find. A child who has dignity and knows how important it is to uphold the dignity of others. A child who accepts themselves and accepts others. I want to raise a child who understands that we're all connected, part of this interconnected web of existence that we talk about here, but obviously I can't do it alone. She needs to hear it and see it from other people other than her parents. So last night I asked Micah about her experience with RE. I asked her why it might be a good thing that other grown-ups besides mom show up in that space. She had observed that, quote, "Sometimes I see that after a kid asks them a question, the grown-up kind of chuckles a bit." I thought that was apt with today's theme being joy. How much joy we get from hearing what our UU youth has to say, how much joy we get from seeing them show up, being their authentic selves. Next, I asked her if she could recall off the top of her head any of the UU values that she has learned in RE or by coming to multigen services like today. She said love and equity were the only two she could recall, but I thought those were perfect. So I just want to say I'm grateful to everyone who's ever volunteered in RE and gifted me or any other youth caregiver the time, space to be here, participate in services, knowing that my child is safe nearby, learning similar things. If you haven't already, please consider signing up to volunteer. I can understand why you might have hesitation. I have a background as a teacher and a parent, so it feels like a natural fit, but maybe you don't have experience being one of the only adults in a room full of youngsters. Maybe you're afraid you wouldn't know what to do, you wouldn't know what to say. Maybe you were already involved in some other facet of the congregation. But I encourage you to try it just once and see what joy it could bring you. That was going to be my closing, but then I decided to get very pointed. So there's a sign-up genius going around. For next Saturday, we need 2 people. The following Saturday, the 20th, we need 4. We have no one currently signed up. And then the last one, April 27th, we just need 1. So in any given month, there's 3 Sundays, I think I said Saturday, 3 Sundays that, that we need help with the kids, and appreciate you listening. Thank you. Go this way.
Thank you so much. We are in the midst of our stewardship campaign of What Will You Bring to the Pot? With those of you who have submitted your pledge since the last week, please come on up and place your vegetable in the pot. So far, our pledge total is $142,000, with 42% of our families pledging so far. If you haven't pledged yet, please do so as soon as possible, or else members of the fundraising committee will come looking for you. See the Friday e-blast for the link, or the flyers in Adams Hall with the QR code, and paper pledge cards are in the volunteer office. and you can place them in the pledge blocks. So all sorts of ways to submit that information. We are so grateful for your financial support for our liberal faith community. Uh-oh, we lost a piece of broccoli. There we go. Yep, add that back. There we go. It takes ingredients from all of us. Our offering words today are from Paul Dalzell. The offering we take each Sunday is an opportunity to recommit to this place and to these people. It is as much a ritual as singing together, lighting our chalice, or reciting our unison affirmation. It is a reminder of the love we call generosity. It is how we show that we believe it is important to share Sunday mornings together to help our community and to say yes to our values of our faith. You are now invited to participate in this blessing of giving as the ushers come among you to accept your gifts from the congregation. You may also give online via the QR code that's on the back of the order of service. Thank you. Now please join me in reciting the offertory blessing that can be found in your order of service. To the work of creating beloved community within and beyond these walls, we dedicate ourselves and our offerings.
So today, we usually have a little reading before the reflection, but today we're obviously not going to follow the rules, are we? No. We're going to do things a little differently, right? So we need some readers, though. So there are some people who've already agreed, so if you want to be one of those people, go ahead, because we need you to tell a joke. We're going to give you the joke. So the joke is the bold line, and then the trick is you have to wait a pause and then share the punchline, okay? Because that's how jokes work, right? Yeah, you can't read the whole thing out because you have to give people a second to go, what was the question? So those people, Argo has a whole bunch of jokes right there. Who would like to read out some jokes? Okay. We need a lot more hands.
Make this kid height. All right, Matt, come on over here. There you go. Open it up.
What do you call a bear with no teeth? What? A gummy bear.
Good job.
Thank you, Matt. Dexter.
Come on up.
Yeah, you can start forming a line.
So read into the microphone.
What is full of holes but still holds water? A sponge.
What has 4 fingers but is not alive? A glove.
What has hands but can't clap? A claw!
Hold on,
Wait.
hold on.
Come right here, say right here.
Why did the math book look sad?
Why did the matchbook look sad?
No,
Math book, not matchbook, sorry.
because it had too many problems.
What tastes better than it smells? Your tongue.
A cowboy rode into town on Friday. He stayed in town for 3 days and rode out on Friday. How is that possible? Friday was the name of the horse.
Why did the bicycle fall over? Because it was too tired.
Too tired.
What has a neck but no head?
A violin?
That would be a good one too. A bottle.
Sure.
Sure. I trust you.
Maybe it's in there, I don't know. What do you call a cow without any legs? Ground beef?
How many?
I have 4 more.
Come on up, Kurt.
All right. What kind of tree can you hold in your hand?
Ooh. Palm tree.
A palm tree.
Silly me. Silly me. All right, let's see if I get this. Why did the teddy bear say no to dessert? It was stuffed.
2 more brave volunteers.
What has a head and a tail but no body? A coin.
Go for it.
Why did the computer go to the doctor? Because it had a virus.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being willing to be silly. Yay. And especially for wearing your hat. So today I didn't truly have a silly hat, but how I look at it is it's from other points in my life where I think of magic is transferable. So this is a silly hat today. And also how sometimes many of us right now in this room are wearing multiple hats, aren't you? Yes. You could be the sound person. You could also be the person running tech. You could also be the committee chair of something. But we all figure out how to wear our multiple hats and try to have joy while we do it. Because sometimes we get so serious. This task needs to be done and this task needs to be done. And we forget that we're here because of how much we love this place. Like, I really appreciate Nathan a few minutes ago with the choir saying, I love you guys. I love you guys. Isn't that awesome? We can just say that out loud to each other. I love you. I love you. Yes. Yes, and we love Nathan too, and Diana, and the whole staff, and everybody for doing everything they do to make this to be a really joyful place. We want The world is a stressful place to be in. We know that. No matter what happens, the world can be a really stressful place. But we try here really hard while we live our values to also say, I am so glad you are here. It makes me so happy to see your face. I am so thrilled at the connection we've had together. No matter what we do together, we take time to be silly and enjoy each other's company. When we are, especially when we're in meetings and various things and it feels like task, remind ourselves, I love doing this. I love being here. I love being with our kids. There are a couple of Sundays when I've been with our kids too, and I'm like, oh, we have so much fun. And you don't know what's going to happen. We have a plan. There's always a plan, but you have to be willing for it to go off track, right? Because nothing goes exactly as planned. But if you can have an open heart and an open spirit, then magic happens. Something different. Like I think of it as like kind of the third thing. You have this plan, these people, and you have to be willing for something else entirely is going to come out of that. But if you're stuck on it has to look a certain way, then you won't see that third thing. And that third thing could open your heart in some way. But so you have to be ready and open for it, whatever it may be. Like when I'm thinking, of course, of the bees and being prepared for that, however they might come. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but we still make our plans to be there. And so today, this whole month, we're going to be talking about joy. And yes, I'm fully aware it feels totally ridiculous to talk about joy at this fourth month into this horrible administration. I get it. It's totally ridiculous. Why in the heck are we doing this? Because we still need joy. We do, no matter what. We still need joy, and then in community, we're going to continue doing that no matter what. While we do the things we do, that both of those things can live simultaneously. And so this month we're going to be talking about joy and diversity and the resilience we build together. We're going to be talking about the joy of the earth on our Earth Day concert. We're going to be talking a little bit about joy in other religious experiences. I encourage you, please come to the Passover Seder, which is on Wednesday, April 16th. Please come. Brian Golden will be leading that. And we'll also be having a joy in our Earth Day service here. And then we'll end the whole month with joy in community and all the fun things that we do here and the ways that we build each other up. We build each other up so that we can take those experiences, live out into the world, live who we are everywhere we go. And so in the spirit of things being topsy-turvy, today the fundraising committee is offering you ice cream social after the service. So please come downstairs for coffee, I'm sure there will be coffee, ice cream, and cake. We also have, of course, gluten-free. So you're welcome to come down and be silly with us. And there are some really fun pictures on the wall of the history of this congregation. So I encourage you to go downstairs and experience that for yourself. So we're going to close out our service with number 201, which is Glory, Glory, Hallelujah. And we're going to be singing verses 1, 2, and 5.
remain standing for our benediction and follow us out with the traveling music that will continue to play. We are Unitarian Universalists who put love at the center of our hearts, lives. And as we go into the world, let us remember to look for and find the joy in the foolish things and silly things. Have a great day.
Amen.